Within the covers of the Bible are all the answers to the problems men face. My name is Andrea Garate, and that is a quote by, in my opinion, the best president the U.S. has ever seen and had the pleasure of being a president, our 40th president, Ronald Reagan, who is also the topic of my speech today. On March 8, 1983, Ronald Reagan delivered a speech in Orlando, Florida to the National Association of the Evangelicals, titled The Evil Empire Speech. This is Ronald Reagan. I believe President Reagan's goal was to inform the public of the evils of communism. Today I will briefly discuss the historical context, rhetorical strategies, and the legacy of Ronald Reagan's address to the National Association of Evangelicals, remembered as the Evil Empire Speech. We'll start by discussing some of the events that occurred prior and during the address in the United States in 1983. At the time when the speech was given, the U.S. had been locked in a Cold War within the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics since the end of World War II. The speech referred to communism as the focus of evil in the modern world, and quickly became known as the Evil Empire Speech. These words were powerful and strong, and were Reagan's way of informing the public why the U.S. had been stuck in the Cold War for so long. The speech became one of Reagan's most influential addresses, and now we'll go ahead and take a look at some of the rhetorical strategies he used to accomplish this. As far as his organization, Ronald Reagan seemed to use more of a topical approach. He switched from talking about abortion to teen birth control to communism and the spread of God's word and the growth of our country, and how the spread of God's word in our country would help promote the laws against abortion and teen birth control. Reagan appealed to the pathos of the audience, targeting key sensitive areas. He was assertive and concerned. His concern for the moral standing of the country stood out and hooked the audience to where it felt as if he was a normal citizen with the same concerns for our children, except his children is our country. Reagan didn't use very much supporting material throughout his speech. He used very diligent eye contact, some phenomenal eye contact. You felt as if he was speaking right to you rather than a group, rather than an audience. He had several memorable moments in his speech. He spoke about sensitive issues that are all too real in our world today. At one point, he spoke about abortion on demand laws and the starvation of young handicapped infants. In paragraphs 25 through 28 of his speech, he discusses the in-depth laws of abortion and rights to handicapped infants. This tragedy brought several emotions, with vision of starving children and unborn children, creating a strong and sweet environment in the audience. These strategies and emotions created a long, remembered speech, a legacy that few Americans can forget. The speech has been remembered throughout history as the most blunt, straightforward, and influential speech in the history of the U.S. Considering the position our country was in during the Cold War, our nation was falling away from the moral values that we stand on. The strength of our country was diminishing, and Reagan stood up and spoke the harsh reality of the position our country was in. This man, Ronald Reagan, gave one of the most memorable speeches the nation will ever remember. Today we have discussed the rhetorical strategies, historical context, and long legacy Ronald Reagan left behind with his address to the National Association of Evangelicals, remembered as the Evil Empire Speech. I hope that if you take anything away from my speech today, that is this. Our nation, abortion and teen pregnancy rates are rising fast. Due to the loss of morality, this nation has suffered. When you wonder what could possibly be done to change this, remember Ronald Reagan's wise words. Within the covers of the Bible are answers to all of men's problems. Thank you.